My name is Larry Lee, and my parents, Lytle and Gertrude Lee, were members of this church. I was born in 1937 at Fort Dodge, Iowa. The 4th day of July in the year of your Lord, our Lord, First Presbyterian Church is when I was baptized. And this is the combination of birth certificate and of the baptism. At the start of World War II, Reverend Payton, who was the pastor at the Presbyterian Church, volunteered to become a chaplain, and he served until the end of the war. First Presbyterian Church in those days was located on 8th Street and 1st Avenue South. When Payton returned, he thought it was time to relocate the church. The property was purchased and the church was built, and here on the present location. I attended the groundbreaking. I was here when they laid the cornerstone, and I was here for the dedication of the church. Both Reverend and Mrs. Payton were graduates of McAllister College. By the time I was in McAllister College in St. Paul, Reverend Payton had moved to Minnesota, and he was a pastor there as well. The pastors in this church have been very influential in my life and in my faith, both the Minnesota Church and the Fort Dodge First Presbyterian Church. I worked with students at Fort Dodge Senior High teaching math for 32 years. I have been active in the community and as a member of Golden K Kiwanis. After I finished college, I returned to Fort Dodge and began serving as an elder. I was pleased that I could serve communion with my father, who was also an elder. I served as a deacon and really admired the work that was done, especially with the Thanksgiving bags. Everyone on that committee worked hard, and we had fun working together. I also served on the foundation board, and that gave me an opportunity to see how the church's money was spent. I was on the property and finance committee also. I especially learned a lot while serving on the long-range planning committee. We came up with lots of ideas during that time, like, for instance, the Christian Life Center. We thought that it would work well for people regardless of their age, and is now used in so many ways. Our CLC was finally constructed in 2002 and 2003, and it was and is used all of the time. It was really a good project and fun to see a plan we talked about come to life. My wife, Joanne, and I had an idea several years ago that the retired people of the church did not have much to do within the church for fellowship and fun. So after discussing it with the pastor, we started having what was called a Thursday morning fellowship program. People would come and enjoy some conversation along with some coffee and a treat. The program lasted about 10 years, so it did fill a need, and we had fun doing it. Another program in which I've been interested in is our Tuesday morning Bible at breakfast. It has been well attended as our pastors have led the study throughout the years. From a lifetime in the church, I have come up with some thoughts to share with you. Always make a strong effort to help people when you can, and get along with people. Have faith in God and worship Jesus Christ.